All right, I'm on the back 9 of the Extreme Hills tournament in my practice account. Just getting one more round to practice in before I play my main. So let's go check out hole number 10. Had one epic fail on the front. Only one. Only one. Eagle Peak, hole number 1. See if we can get this done. See if we can pick it up a little on the back. Part of the deal is I don't have the same ball inventory in my practice account, so there's some of these holes I'm having to do it a little different. See if we can get on. Everybody, I've got tons of teammates having connection issues. And it seemed like the first 3 holes, it seems like the Eagle Peak holes are playing pretty good, but these Grunberg Slope holes are playing not so good. And I can tell you that during the Christmas tournament, where it was all Grunberg Slope holes, we had tons of problems and a lot of swirling the cup, where it was going around the cup 65 times before, and then it would pop out. And it seems like the Grunberg holes that's just the way they are. All right, I'm playing a rock and a sniper and a Titan. Rock, bag number 2. And I'm doing a 10% to the cup and a 20% on the drive. Here we roll. See if we can get an opponent. Let's keep an eye on the Eagle Peak holes and see if we're having any issues, and then on the Grunberg Slope holes and see if we're having any lag issues, because it seemed like I was doing pretty good, and then holes 3 and 4 I had some lag issues, and then towards the end of the round I had some serious lag issues on the front. See if I can get matched up. Maybe. Superman. Superman's Cove. I go first. I'm doing about 1.5 backspin. Little teeny bit of side spin. It's basically 3. I'm going to do a 3-6 pull. It's way down the hill. Trying to hit it perfect. Hitting it perfect. Look at that. Starting the round off, what I need is 2 perfects in a row. Stick. Don't roll down that hill. Stay up there. Stay up there. Rat bastard. There's a spot up there you can stick, and it's super close. I mean, you're not like right next to the edge, but it's still pretty dang close. If you don't hit that spot, it'll roll off down that hill. See which way my opponent's going at it. You know, normally on this hole, we get, the way the wind's blowing is such that we get a tailwind. If you hit it straight forward, we're getting a crosswind on the second shot. But the way it's going right now is if you're using the straightforward shot, big topper is the best way to go. If you can clear those trees down there, you've got a really nice second shot with the wind at your back. See if my opponent overshot or if they got it. Did they get it? Get it. Don't roll off on the edge. Nice. Okay, I'm doing 10% to the cup, max backspin. I'm trying to walk my tail right up to the hole. 3.7. Okay. 4.1 rings. Divided by 1.2. It's 3.4 rings. I put max backspin on there. I did. .1 rings, or excuse me, 3.4 rings. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Try and hit it perfect. Ah! caught it great to the right on the front and it went in. So let's see if I get lucky again. It's giving me that graphic. It's giving me that graphic. Might be in the hole. Woo! That's what I'm talking about right there. Lucky twice. Can't be good, be lucky. I'm going to tattoo that on my arm. And I don't have any tattoos. I'm one with the force. The force is with me. I'm one with the force. The force is with me. I have no idea what the issue is on the other side. If you go straight forward on the drive, that shot coming in, you know, if you can get out there to the right spot, you're in the perfect. Nice shot going in, but for whatever reason, that shot does not want to go in the hole. Isn't it perfect? Just a bit short. Just a bit short. Good luck in the tournament. All right, getting past hole number 1. Now let's see if we can. I picked one up on the front and then I turned around and dropped it on hole number 5. So let's see if I can avoid doing that today. On the second half here. Hole number 2. This is the par 3 that I am still thinking around with. Hole number 2 is Eagle Peak. Hole number 4. All right, I'm taking a Grizzly and a Quasar. I'm doing a 20% wind adjustment. Grizzly, Quasar. Grizzly. I will look at my notes as we're traveling. So I'm going to do a 20% wind adjustment. And I'm doing max right-hand side spin and about 1 1/4 top spin. And I'm 2 rings off. The ball is rolling out more than what the ball guide looks like it should be. So if you run your tail all the way to it, especially if you don't have really good ball guide, if you run your tail all the way to it, you're going to have an issue. It's going to roll past. And if you roll past the cup, it's very easy to roll off the backside of this green. That's why if you're having any problems at all on this, bring a Guardian and a low power ball, 0 power ball, and you can go right at the green. Max, about 1 1/4. So we're in that neighborhood. 2 rings off. Yeah, I'm off to the right-hand side of the cup. Right at it. 5. So it's 6 rings. Six rings. Trying to hit it perfect. Hitting it perfect. Get in the hole, ball. Get in the hole. The way the wind's blowing there, that might be, I'm going to change that because I hit it, that's twice I've hit it perfect in there and it's been off on the left-hand side. So I'm going to change my 20% wind adjustment to a 10% wind adjustment because I may be over pulling it. And I hit it great to the right in one of my qualifying rounds. And it ended up, well, I hit one perfect and I was actually aiming to the right and it ended up exactly where I aimed it. I was actually aiming on the right-hand side of the cup and it actually missed it just on the right. So I'm going to make a change. That's twice today. That's exactly what I'm talking about there, where it can just easily roll off the back. Hit 2 perfects today and ended up in the same spot, so I'm not happy with that. And I aimed right at the cup. My speed was pretty good. I think if I would have been on track, it would have not bounced out of the hole or bounced off the flagpole. My speed was good. Just my trajectory was off. And part of that might be too is that I'm using a max number and I'm probably closer to mid club. So in that scenario right there, divided by 1.2, that'd have been 5 rings. That'd have been a full ring off. I think. Let me think about that. I might just do a max adjustment and no wind, no elevation at all. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do a max adjustment. I'm going to write a note here, max. I will forfeit. I'm going to do a max adjustment. Mid club plus 0. And try that. Because I keep pulling it off to the left. So that's what I'm going to do. So at this point of the round, this is the deal. I've already established what clubs I'm using, what ball I'm using, and I've got notes for that stuff. And so now is when I'm really starting to focus on where I'm at in elevations. And about, I would say, at least 6 of the holes, I feel super comfortable with my elevation adjustment. And 3 of them, I'm still trying to dial in. And 2 of those 3 are par 3s. Hole number 12. So it's part of the process that I go through, trying to work myself towards the weekend round and trying to learn from every shot that I take up to that point. Hole number 3, which is going to be Grunberg Slopes, hole number 2. And I'm going to use a Titan, and I'm going on the right-hand side. And the reason I'm going on the right-hand side is because in my main account, I'm going on the right-hand side. But here's the deal. In my main account, I'm able to hit it up here, and you're farther uphill. So here's the green, and this spot is up here. But I'm only able to hit it to about right here, and this side over here goes like this. It comes down, and then it rolls down. So I'm hitting right here, but in my main account, I'm hitting up here. So in my main account, I'm doing a 30%, and in this account, I'm doing a 25%. Because I'm a little bit farther down the hill. I'm not quite as uphill from the green. I'm not sure if those numbers are right. I'm pretty confident about the 30% when I'm up top. But like when I'm down here and I'm going up the slope, it's just one of those deals. I haven't played that shot enough to really get a dial in on it. Taking an extra mile. Titan, the king of balls. So I guess they announced that we're having a 9-hole cup at Vineyard Acres. I guess that's going to be the MO because there's so many people that are off. They're going to just milk the deal. So we're going to have like tournament forever. I may do some demo work on it, may do a walkthrough, but I'm not sure if I'm going to play the 9-hole cup. If I do play, I'm only going to play 1 account. And I'll probably play my 77 account. And I like the Vineyard Acres holes. It's just the deal is it's the time thing. And I know that the 9-hole cups, they're shorter, so we don't have as much time that you have to spend on them, but tournaments take a lot. I mean, we talk about grinding, like my clan doesn't have any grinding requirements. Like we're not a grinding clan. See how it goes uphill? So the farther up there you are, the more your elevation is going to need to be. But tournaments themselves are a grind, especially if you produce content. So, I mean, there's a lot that goes into setting it up. 4-2. It's 2 rings. Take out 2. Put the power back in. Hit it 1 ring great to the right. My big fear here is that I'll hit it too far and that when it tails off at the very end, it'll run out of fairway right up here. So I'm going to do 25% to the cup. And I'm almost where I am in my main account. In my main account, I'm a little bit farther forward with a 5 power ball, but I got pretty good flight there. With my main account, I can get to mid short iron. And here I think I'm going to be closer to max. But my mistake on the front was I put too much backspin on it. And so I'm going to pull it back just a little bit so I don't have to put as much backspin on it, and I can get a little bit more run up to the cup. Just a bit outside. How can they lay off pitches that close? There's max. There's min. So there's mid. So I'm eking towards mid club. So it's 3.9 divided by 1.75. It's 2.8 rings. There's 1, 2, 8. And you just can't even see down in there. Hitting it perfect. See if we can get it in the cup. See if it's even close. Just a bit outside. And in that situation right there, a 30% would have been better. 30% would have put me right on. Let me change that math and see what the difference was. That was at 2.8 rings. If I change that to 30%, that would have been 2.9 rings. So I mean, it's pretty marginal, but any little bit more wind adjustment would have put me on the dead center. And I will tell you that even if I did make an absolutely perfect wind adjustment there, you're so far away from your rings that it could just simply be that you didn't make the right pull on your rings because you can't see them. You're so damn far away from them. I can live with it. It's all right. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. I didn't lose a leg or an arm. I'm going to play here for I may be able to get in this round and maybe the front 9 on my 77 account. And then I've got another game I play on Fridays. And so we're all set up to play at 6 o'clock. Play for a couple hours and then get back on and try and finish up my account. I don't know if I'll have time to finish my 99 account today, maybe. We'll see. I'm strongly thinking about my 99 account, just demoing the stuff in the qualifying round. Hole number 13. What is hole number 13? Hole number 4. Hole number, it's Grimberg Slopes, hole number 3. Just playing my 99 account in the qualifying round to demo how to get the minimum score, and then not playing it anymore during the week just because of the time issues. I don't know how people play as many accounts as a lot of people play. I don't get it. I'm not sure how everybody can get time to play all of these. People that play 10 accounts or have 10 accounts, and I know people that have that many accounts. I've got teammates that have 6, 7, 8 accounts, and I don't know where the hell. You figure 5 hours for each account. Now, for me, I'm shooting content, so I'm talking. We're going and looking at the holes, and we're doing the whole little stuff. So it takes me about an hour to play 9 holes. So I figure it's 5 hours plus a practice round. There's 6 hours. So I've got 3 accounts. It takes 18 hours in the course of any week. That's a part-time job. So imagine playing like 8 accounts. Now I know that if you're playing and you're not recording and you're just playing, like if I'm not recording and I'm just playing, which I don't have 18 accounts, so I pretty much record all that I play. Try and post as much content for you guys as possible, guys and gals. Let's get up here into the spot. Let's try and dial it up to the cup. It's 2.4. It's 2.8 rings. There's 1, 2, 8. And I don't like that. Oh, that might end up in the sand. Close. Close. A little short, damn it. And it was short because I hit that grate to the left, and so it, the distance-wise, oh, I wasn't feeling it. I was trying to move the wind out from the other side so I wouldn't have to deal so much of the sand, and it jogged when I got to the edge. But when I pull it on this, when I pull it like we normally do, where we're pulling it towards us, right there I was pushing the wind out. When I'm pulling it, it doesn't jog on the sand. But pulling it, it jogged on the sand. I've seen several of my teammates that are playing way up front, so they're trying to miss the sand entirely, and they're trying to do their pull up at the front, and that might be a better way to go at it. And there's just enough room down there to hit a grate to the left or the right and still be in that little rough pad. But that was perfect. It was perfecto. Getting some lag, so some lag on the Grunberg slopes holes. Now we're back at the scene of the crime. We're on hole number 5. And hole number 5 was the epic fail on the front where I screwed up on the drive and clipped the tree and ended up at the top. And then my normal deal, and okay, so this is one of those things of do as I say, not as I do. My normal deal is that if you don't end up in the perfect spot, sometimes you're not in the perfect spot and you're in the rough or you're in the sand and you have an absolutely clear shot to the cup, you can go for it just like normal. But when you're in a spot where you didn't end up in the perfect spot, you tanked your drive, and then you're in a spot of bother because of the way that we have to do the wind adjustments, what you do is you don't mess around. You give yourself a mile of room. You get on the green, you make your putt, you get your birdie, take your lump, and go to the next hole. And no, I wanted to push the issue and try and go for the eagle with my rough iron from up at the top, which I think is one of the worst shots that you can possibly take in this game. And timed out because I was dinking around trying to get the wind adjustment right. Eagle Peak hole number 5. And so that was just a stupid error on my part of not just recognizing if you end up here at the top. And what happened was that when I came down, I couldn't make a wind adjustment because of the trees over here. And so I was trying to get close to it, and I wasted valuable seconds when I could have just went out here into the clear and put some curl on it and just brought it up on the thing, brought it up on the green, gave myself a minimal chance, got my birdie and moved on. But no, I had to press the issue and ended up getting a par because I timed out. Not good. Not good, I tell you. I'm taking an APOC. In my main account, I'm taking a rock. And here I'm taking an APOC because it does hit just a little teeny bit farther than my rock. I just got that sucker to level 5 here, just like in the last couple of weeks, right before the last tournament through the prism chest. And I think altogether, I've taken less than 40 shots in my entire 3 years of playing with an Apocalypse. I don't play with an Apocalypse very often because I hadn't had one that was like the prism chest has changed all that. All right, 1.5 per ring. I'm taking a Titan, the king of balls. Maybe. I need to take. I'm gonna take a Titan. maybe. Let's think about how much. Yeah. Tighten to work. Tighten to work. I was trying to think side spin. This is all about not tanking the shot and hitting a 2-ring grate to the right. I can hit this maybe 1-ring grate to the right. I have more room on the right than I do on the left. If I hit it great to the left, I'm probably going to end up in the sand. I may have a 1-ring grate to the left and I won't hit the sand, but if I hit a 2-ring grate to the left, I'm in the sand. I hit a 2-ring grate to the right, I'm in the tree. So there's not a lot of room. And I haven't taken it enough. I know like in a rock, I've got like 4.5 topspin, somewhere in that neighborhood. I know I have more here. I hit it 1-ring grate to the right. And that's fine. That's a perfect shot. Now let's see where it trajectory-wise, where it ends up. It's right out there in front. Nice shot. Nice shot. They still got some work to get done. That's no gimme. That is no gimme. And the wind's going to push me out there to the edge of my blue ring. And hit 1-ring grate to the left. Which will mean I'll miss the trees, but I really am probably going to end up in the sand. And I have, in my opinion, the best sand wedge for this type of shot. I'm using a Spitfire, so if I can run my tail out, I can use it very much like a rapier. The only difference is the needle's going faster. So if my timing's good and I catch it perfect, I got a serious shot of this going in. If I don't hit it perfect, I have 0 shot of it going in. I shot. Crowd goes wild. Crowd goes wild. Let's see if I can get my tail. Let's see if I can get my tail to engage all the way to the cup. Not a chance in hell. So we're going to have to do the whole little 1 backspin. I want to be right there on that edge of the cup. So it's all about hitting perfect. Well, hit 2 rings great to the left. 2 rings great to the left. Speed was good though. Silver linings. Good game. That shot's all about the drive. And it works out much better with a Power 5 ball because you don't have to do, you can do just a titch of overpower, but you have a lot more control over the ball. A lot more control. Hole number 15, hole number 6, Eagle Peak. Hole number 9, Eagle Peak. Hole number 9. I'm laying up down here on the right, and I'm going straight at the cup. I was doing the tail trying to come back down the hill, but I'm just going straight at the cup. And I've changed my number because I keep ending up on the left-hand side. I was doing a 10% wind adjustment, and I'm now doing a 15. And I'm doing 10%, so I'll get out there. Since I'm doing the straight up shot, I'm going to take it tight and save some kingmakers. Yeah, I can afford to bring some kingmakers. I'm bringing kingmaker. I'm going to bring that bag right there. Okay, so the kingmaker hits 16 yards farther forward than a basic ball. So I'm going to be at +9. Am I on the hole? I'm doing a +9. I'm doing a 10% adjust. Adding on 10% wind. I'm doing an additional 10% on the drive at +9, maximum backspin. So I'm not using all of my club on the drive. But I need that ball on the second shot. And you can bring a 2 power ball and get it down with a katana, but at that point you get into a situation where you may have to put literally all the topspin and maybe some overpower, so you're taking a risk. So I'm bringing the 3 power ball for the second shot, not for the drive. Okay, max backspin, a little bit of side spin. I want to be at the +9 mark. See it, +6, +7, +8, +9. I'll be dead center in the middle of that fairway. 3-5, that's going to be 3-8. It's 3-8. And I'm going to rub up against the left-hand nubs just so I can make sure the ball goes to the left, even when I hit it great to the right. Now it's all about distance. Distance. I know that little bit of curl doesn't seem like a lot. But think about trajectory. If you don't put any curl on it at all and you hit it great to the right, that means the first spot where it landed great to the right from where you started the shot. And if you didn't put anything on it, it's going to go great to the right. But if you have a little teeny bit of curl on it, that means the ball, instead of going straight in on the shot, it actually came in a little bit like this. So the ball is traveling from the right to the left. It doesn't matter if it landed, if the landing spot on the, because you hit it great to the right, it doesn't matter if it hits great to the right, it's still going from the right to the left. So you're still going to get left-hand movement to try and pull you away. That's why I don't like to do straight back shots where I always like to do a little bit of movement. And that is not a good place to be. They might be able to make it from there, though. I think they can, if I remember correctly. Okay, I'm doing 1.15. Hey. 1.15 times 2.2. It's 2.53 rings. Right to the cup. So it's 2.53 rings. It's 2.53 rings. Hitting it perfect. Get in the hole, ball. Go home. Go home. Go home. Go home. Too fast. Ooh, and it put me doing that little bit put me closer. I keep ending up, I was ending up a little off. So I'm gonna up that to a 20. I'm gonna up it to a 20. I mean, I would rather come in and be on the other side of the cup, and then I'm gonna put was 15 and circle that. So I know where my ranges are, because I don't mind if I come in on the right-hand side, because then I know, hey, I hit a +10 and I was on the left. I hit a +15, I was on the left. I hit a +20, I'm on the right. So maybe I need to use a +17.5, which you can do if you use pen and paper and a calculator. When I'm playing one-on-one, just the 10 or 20%, like if you're doing an adjustment, you go, yeah, I'm way downhill, I'm way uphill, and you're just doing like a 10 or a 20% just to try and get you there. It's not hard. But when we start getting into tournament play and you're doing the 15 or you're doing the 25 or you're doing that type of math, I use a calculator just because my brain, that way I can get more precise. Just dialing them in. Just dialing them in. See if my opponent can get in the hole. I'll be real quiet for him. I got the little quiet, crowd be quiet sign. I'm holding it up. Hitting it perfect. Get in the hole. Get in the hole. Nice shot. Crowd goes wild. Good game. Scott from the Golf Eagles clan. So I'm anticipating that the way that it should work out is that they're going to start a Masters 3 bracket next month. We'll be in season 24. And that means it'll have taken them 2 years to fill all of the divisional brackets and clans. And I am really hoping that once they get past next month that they do some additional stuff with the clans, because we've had clans, and really, if you think about it, we've got limited things that we can do with the clans, and there's all kinds of stuff that they could do with the clans. We're not getting any of that. All right, hole number 16, Grunberg Slopes. Hole number 5, Grunberg. Hole number 5. Here we go. Rolling, rolling, rolling. All right. And this hole I'm definitely working on. And so this hole right here, all right, I'm taking a grizzly. And I don't care where I'm at in my club. I don't care. I'm doing a 10% wind adjustment at this particular moment. I'm trying to dial this shot in for me, for my clubs. I have a 100% accurate club, and I'm going to bring a Kingmaker. So I got that chosen. And then I want to do 1 per ring. So I'm doing 1 per ring. I don't care where I'm at in my club. And then I'm gonna work my elevation adjustment until I can get it on the cup. So I'm doing a max ring adjustment, and I'm doing 10% right now. One per ring. Work elevation and max backspin, dial to the cup. I'm going to try and lay off of that max backspin because it's making the tail, like when you put the backspin on there, you have to put some side spin in order to get it around to the cup. And so it's tailing off. So at the very end, you can see the very end part of the tail is tailing off. And when I'm right at the cup, when it hits, it wants to move off the cup. So I'm going to try and see if I can get away from max backspin, but I'm not sure that I can. I go first. I'm going to try and get a little farther down in here. I am like right on the outside edge of the cup, so it's 2.2 rings. There's 1, 2, 2. Try and hit it perfect. Oh, you rat bastard. And if I was going to hit it one side or the other and it's still going, that would be the side. Great. To the right, to the left. It's getting close. I think if I'd hit that perfect, it might have been right on the other side of the other edge of the cup. I'm not sure that 10% is right, but I can't make it. I'm not going to make any changes to that 10% until I hit one in there perfect and see where it's at. But I do like the fact that I didn't have to put max backspin on because, like I said, it's making the very last little bit curl. I need to go back and watch that video. When I'm done here, I'll go back and watch that video, and I want to see where I was at in my club, like where I was at in the ball. Was I at +6 or where was I at? I might have been at 0. We'll see, but I'm trying to dial that in for my clubs. I'm not worried about what's going on in the community. I'm just trying to dial that in for my clubs to see. And I don't really care if the only time I get a hole-in-one on that hole, if it takes me all week long and I get 1 hole-in-one on the weekend round, it will have been worth the effort all week. I don't need to get a hole-in-one on that hole every round. I just need to get a hole-in-one on that hole in the weekend round, just one. Because that's a hole I'm not counting on. It's one of those holes that I'm not like, wow, I missed that hole and I was really needed that hole. I really don't need that hole. But if I can pick one up on that hole, that is a bonus. That's a banner winning hole right there. I will forfeit, and then we're off to this hole here can be difficult too with a 3 power ball. gone. Grimberg Slopes, we're on hole number 17. Grimberg Slopes, hole number 1. Grimberg Slopes, hole number 1. Grimberg Slopes, hole number 1. Let me just look at it just so I can get it fresh in my memory banks. All right, it's the tooth hole. This is the hole, the dentistry hole. So all they must have a dentist school in wherever Grimberg Slopes is at. And I think am I taking the wind out? I think a Titan will work. Let's open up that chest to get it rolling. I don't think there's another one behind it. There's not. Here we go. Maybe. I think I picked this up on the front. I think this was the one that put me. I picked up hole number 1 and then I dropped hole number 5. And then I picked up this one. So this was the one bonus. I don't like dropping shots. I want to go in, the minimum score is -12, and I want to get the minimum score -12, and then anything I pick up I can put in the bank. It's 3-5. Hit it 1 ring great to the left, which is better than 1 ring great to the right. Oh, stick, 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 stick. Yeah, I was trying to, I needed to hit the rough on the second bounce so that it did a rough bump on the second bounce. Not hitting the rough on the second bounce was bad, and that's because I hit it to the left. So it gets longer on the left hand side. So I missed it. If I'd have hit that perfect, that second bounce would have been in the rough, and then it would have bled out and it would have been out here in front. But missing that rough on the left hand side was bad. They hit it great to the right, which is putting them on the sand trajectory, if they can make it through that. I know if you're in this area down here and you're chipping it up, -10, you're way downhill. So, I mean, it's uphill to the cup. So you want to take some wind off. From this distance, and I'm going to hedge my bet. I'm going to go right there on that edge of the cup. Try and hit it perfect. Man, I hit it 7,000 rings good. Anticipation. Not even close. Not even close. That means I only picked up 1 on the back and 1 on the front, so that puts me at -26 if I can eagle. But I've got a serious opportunity to get an Albie on 9. I actually think that my chances of getting Albie on 9 are better than, like in my mind, 9 is probably, I do like my chances on 6. If I can get that elevation adjustment worked out, I think it's just all about hitting it perfect in there. And they damn near ended up in the rough. That was almost an epic fail. I'd have been a little more, I'd have been, I don't know how much time they had left on the clock, but I would have been down to the very nitty gritty. I'd have made sure that shot was lined up, and I had plenty of opportunities for that thing to go back and forth and get it settled out. Would have been very serious about that shot. Very serious. Because from down there at the bottom of the hill, you have a great shot if you can hit it perfect. But you got to remember to take off. I was taking off. I got this hole in practice, and I was taking off 10%. And then I found that if I took 15% off, it was working better for me. But you got to take off some. -10, -15, somewhere in that neighborhood. depending on what you're using. It's Curtis from the Up and Downers. And we'll forfeit. I think we have just enough time to get all of these in. We'll forfeit. Good luck in the tournament. Got enough time? Absolutely. Hole number 9 is going to be Grunberg Slopes. Hole number 9. Let's go look at it real quick. Grunberg Slopes, hole number 9. I know what I'm taking. I'm taking an extra mile and a Titan. The King. Yeah, if you're using gems to buy balls, Kingmakers or Titans are a great ball. I mean, like if you're using gems to buy balls, you're going to spend a lot of gems on Titans. I'm doing 30% to the cup. 1.3 times whatever the wind is. Hole number 18. I'm pretty confident that in my setup here, I can hit a 1-ring great to the left or the right, and I'll be fine. But if I hit a 2-ring great to the left or the right, I might be in the, depending on which side, I'm going to run out of room on the left. I may be all right with a 2-ring great to the right, but I'm going to run out of room on the left-hand side. I'm trying to put myself in a spot where I've got as much, but as far as like how far you go, you'll run out of fairway here just because it's not that you'll get over in this, it's just you run out of fairway. You can do this. Here comes the police. They're after us. We got robbed. If they can get it far enough out there that they clip that rough, they'll bleed off. There you go. There you go. Close. Nice shot. Nice shot, man. I want to be 3 rings off of that sand. I'm going to use that wind, and that wind's going to push me off about a ring. I'm going to go about a half a ring in that neighborhood. It was perfect when I released it. 1 ring great to the right. And then the lag caught up, and the lag went, no, 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 no. That was 1 ring great to the right. That works. That should put me in mid short iron. And it's running out here a little bit fast. I think it's downhill, and when you hit, it's actually carrying a little bit. It's the way that it's carrying in, it's actually running through a little fast. So I want to put just a little bit of backspin on so that I can see my tail, and I'm not going to be I want to be like right before the cup. I'm getting a good read with that sniper. Hit it perfect. Get in the hole. Come on. Come on. That's the graphic. Is it gonna... Oh. Close. Nice shot. Okay, where am I at? There's man. Max. So I'm about mid club. Do like 1 backspin. Right, so it's 3.6, it's 4.7 rings. There's 4, 7. Hitting it perfect. Give myself a look at it. It's hard to make a great wind adjustment from down there. Woo! That's what I'm talking about right there. First Albie of the tournament. Getting the hole. Good game. Good luck in the tournament. All right, ending off with getting some magic right at the very end. Okay, realistically, and I have no idea who's up at the top, but realistically, you're going to have to shoot. And I think in most of the brackets, we'll go up and see what's at the top. In most of the brackets, I think, okay, minimum score here is minus 12. So we're looking at minus 24 is the minimum. So that gets you set. Like in this particular bracket, it's probably going to take a minus 26 just to make the weekend round. So a minimum of 24. So in most brackets, that will get you the weekend round. But you got to pick up some shots. If you pick up 2 per side, that puts you at minus 28. Minus 28 is putting you in the hunt where like now you're looking at top 10, top 15. Depending on your bracket, you could win with a 28. But anything better, so if you're minus 28 plus, you're setting yourself up for a potential banner. And I think, you know, like we may see some 31s up here at the top. And depending on your bracket that you're in the weekend, you know, minus 31 may be what it takes. I mean, you may have to shoot a minus 32 with tiebreakers. But anything better than minus 28, minus 29, minus 30, anything like that, you're putting yourself in banner hunt. And you really, like on my sheet, my minimum goal, like even though this is the minimum score, minus 24, my minimum's minus 28. That's what I'm looking for. Because I want to build on minus 28. So let's see what we got up at the top. I'm almost positive there's some 31s up at the top. But we'll see like if you shot a minus 29, like where you'd end up. So the top 10 is going to be dominated by minus 28s or better. Minus 29 starts at 6th. Minus 30 starts at 3rd. So, and some 31. So in this particular bracket, you're going to have to shoot 30 or better just to have any shot at a banner. And this number, let's see how many people have played so far. I'm really surprised that we're down here and we're at these numbers. We have a lot of people that haven't played. So a lot of people that haven't finished their rounds. I'm really feel like once people start getting in there, that 26 is like there's going to be some 25s that make it, but the cutoff is not going to be the minimum score. In some brackets, like if you're playing a rookie, if you're playing a rookie pro, also, you know, like a rookie expert, minus 24 could end up making you the weekend round. This is a rookie expert bracket. And so everybody in here's got great stuff. So like if you look at my clubs, if you haven't watched my channel before and you're looking at my clubs going, yeah, man, everybody in this bracket's got kick-ass stuff. Everybody in this bracket's an ex-masters. So, and that means you were Masters 2 or Masters 3, and then you, for whatever reason, decided that you didn't want to play Masters anymore. You didn't want to spend the money. Everybody talks about you should be playing this, but nobody wants to talk about how much money it costs to play up at the top. And so a lot of people come down and play down here, but every single person in this bracket's got great stuff. So these brackets are always really tight. Like, you know, you think about how many 28s are in here. By the time this is done, I'll film it tonight when it rolls over so we can see like where everybody's at. But this will probably put me maybe 35th, 38th in tiebreakers. So that means in the weekend round, in order to have any shot, I'm going to have to pop off like a monster score of 32, which is possible. I shot a 16 in the opening round in my main account. And I've got the same clubs. The only difference is I don't have the ball inventory. All right. That was the opening round of the Extreme Hills tournament in my practice account. Thanks for watching.